and welcome to this video. Right, time for another Q&A. And once again I've got some fantastic questions to answer, so I'm really looking forward to answering them. It's pretty fair to say a couple of questions may be slightly out of date, just the perils of having a monthly Q&A rather than a weekly one. But even so, I'll still be able to answer them, so really looking forward to it. I will put a link to everyone's channel that sent in questions in the description below, so go and check that out, give them a sub if you're not subbed already. And of course, if you want to see another episode of this Q&A, I will need some more questions, so put your questions in the comments box below for me. If you want to stay anonymous, then that's not a problem, just email me at idicbeer@gmail.com. if I can remember it, idicbeer@gmail.com. Send in a question that way, just title the email Q&A or something. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on with the questions. The first question is from Codex Phil, and he says, so in the new year I would be looking to restart my channel. I have been gone for a while due to working a lot, but now I have my table and mats and I am working on some terrain, so I should be able to get it off the ground. Any advice? So that is a good question. So you've got your table and mat, so I assume that potentially you might even be thinking of doing battle reports, potentially, but I mean it is a tough one. The biggest piece of advice that I can give really is to make sure that you make videos for yourself. You've got to enjoy your channel, and the only way to really enjoy the channel is to make videos for yourself. Your subscribers will enjoy your videos more because they can tell that you are enjoying your videos, if that makes sense. So first of all, yeah, make videos for yourself, don't make videos for anyone else. That would be my number one piece of advice. In terms of maybe like trying to give your channel a boost, then it's all about sharing, really. The thing to bear in mind is that if you want to get your channel, let's say, more hits, get your videos seen more and potentially get more subscribers, then there is a slight downfall to that in actual fact. Because if you're making videos and your subscribers that you already have are watching your videos and are commenting on your videos and obviously liking on your videos, then that all helps. It does come out, helps in the feeds and stuff. And that will naturally attract a little bit of attention. And of course, the people that are commenting on your videos are going to be your subscribers. They're there for a reason, and more likely than not, they'll probably make nice comments, and they'll like your video. Now, as soon as you start sharing your videos, things do change, especially if you start sharing them on big sites, and I've noticed this myself actually. So I've been sharing my videos, say, on quite big Facebook pages, quite big Google Plus groups. You do get more views on your videos, but also because you're putting your videos out there to non-subscribers, there's more chance of people disliking your video. There's more chance of people looking at your video and making not so nice comments. So bear that in mind. The more you share your video, yes, the more it's going to get seen, the more chance you've got of getting more subscribers. But also there's more chance of getting negative feedback and dislikes and stuff. So there's something, it's like the devil in the deep blue sea. I think ideally, like I said, make videos for yourself, and regardless of the comments, regardless of the likes, dislikes that you get, the most important thing is that you're enjoying it. And the key thing for me is enjoy your channel. If you're enjoying your channel, others will enjoy it, and it's win-win. So that hopefully answers your question a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so the next question is from Cruorangelussilicis. Cruorangelussilicis, also known as Mike. And yes, Mike, I am going to make a petition, a YouTube petition, for you to change your channel name. You've got my vote. No, don't change your channel name because it's fun. Everyone not being able to pronounce your name is fun. Okay, so your question is, I know there's no Help for Heroes Army this year, but are you still off to Salute 2016 or giving it a miss this year? I am going to give it a miss, A, because it soaks up a bit of money, B, because I've been there 2 years now in a row. There's not a huge amount of 40k stuff there, and I've probably seen everything that I need to see there, so I don't think I'll be going, unfortunately, because there is the good side of it is obviously meeting a load of people, which is great, but ultimately I don't think I'll be going. It's also awkward because of work on the weekends, so I've got to book time off and stuff, and yeah, so the answer is no, I won't be going this year. I have another question, says Mike. I was thinking about subscribers and how channels grow. I'm subbed to many channels that produce content and are enthusiastic but have a pretty low subscriber base. We all started at 0 subs and was wondering what the catalyst was, if any, for your channel to grow in subscribership. It's a very good question, that one. So, I don't actually consider my channel has grown that much, to be fair. I mean, yes, okay, I'm on obviously a good amount of subscribers now. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. But if you consider that I started my channel in 2009, so what's that, 7 years? So in real terms, 4,500 subscribers in 7 years arguably isn't actually that great. I mean, if you look at some channels, I mean, they gained like 1,000 subscribers in a year. If you look at, say, Commissar Warwick, he's overtaken me in subscribers now, and he's been on YouTube for 2 years. So I would say I haven't done that great, sort of, in terms of subscribers. And I'm not being big. I don't want that to come across the wrong way, because I'm very happy with my subscribership. But hopefully, you know what I mean. So my channel, when I first started, I had a look at the stats actually. I got 89 subscribers in the first year. Now it was different back then, because I think now it is easier to get more subscribers when you're first starting up, because the community is bigger and the community is more about sharing and stuff now. And also with the Google Plus stuff, it's easier to share your stuff. So I think it's easier to pick up subscribers than it ever was back when I started. And I used to upload probably every year, something like that. In terms of the catalyst for my channel, I suppose I did have a boost between around the 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers was like my best year, best boost, whatever. And I think there was a couple of things. One, I had my 2,000 subscriber competition, and almost at the same time I had a shout out from Fritz. And I gained about 250 subs in a very short space of time, probably in about 3 weeks, something like that. So I suppose that was my biggest catalyst, if you want to say. But I also think that when I hit the 2,000 subscribers, I decided it was about time I put my face on the camera. And I think that made a huge difference, because I think it brought personality to the channel. And I think that really helped my channel grow as well. So I think that was it. So from 2,000 subscribers upwards, I would say that's when my channel really started to boom as such. But yeah, like I said, it was quite a slow start really, to be honest. Okay, so that's that question answered. Next one is from Joel Driver. What are your thoughts on the rumours of the new Space Wolves Wulfen? So this is obviously, as I said, like an outdated question. In terms of the models, I know I've said this before, I don't really like the new ones, especially their legs. I don't know why, but they just remind me of chicken feet, chicken legs. Having said that, the models are growing on me. I have not seen the models in the real, but I have seen E-TRON. He was making his models, and of course I saw Brian from Templars Crusade make his ones. And they have grown on me, I have to admit. I'm starting to like them now, but I still like the older models best. and of course I have 20 of the old ones, so I have no plans to buy the new ones, at least not to make the models, maybe for conversions, possibly. The rules look really cool, very happy with the rule set for them. So yeah, thank you Joel for your question. Just have a quick sip of coffee, open it first. Next question is from Craig Hoyland. So which Legion are you starting? Happy smiley face. I'm assuming he's talking about the 30k innuendo that I gave in the last Q&A. I'm not starting any new Legions, but potentially, well not potentially, hopefully, I'm going to be using my Space Wolves, which are my 13th company, wearing pre-heresy armour to play some 30k with Aceface, because Aceface has just started his World Eaters army, and we talked about in our last battle reports about the fact that we were going to have some fluffy games, and it would seem that we might be having some 30k fluffy games, so well, as fluffy as we can get anyway, but it's going to be good fun. So yeah, I'm going to be playing my Space Wolves. Next question is from Callum from Tabletop Banter. Do you have any advice for us smaller channels to grow, and what drove you to be so active in this community? So advice, I've sort of given some advice really for the smaller channels, I suppose. Yeah, my biggest advice is to make videos for yourself. Unless you're, I mean, it's a tough one. I say that because that's what my channel is about. My channel basically is for me. If you want to purely go out to grow your channel, just to get subs and stuff, that's a different story. If you're out to just get a load of subs and stuff, then that is different, because you will, you can do that by making specific videos that gain subscribers. If you can make some good painting tutorials, some good terrain making tutorials, good tactical videos, get some good titles in there, 40k tactics and stuff, all that sort of stuff obviously attracts lots of subscribers. But ultimately, like I said, you've got to enjoy that really, so it's a tough one, but coming from the point of view of doing like you are, Callum, basically, you're using the channel to increase your hobby output, to share your hobby stuff. And I just say, just carry on doing what you're doing, really. Share your stuff, Facebook, Twitter. You've got your blogs, so share it on the blog, and you'll just naturally grow, really. So yeah, just carry on what you're doing, basically. Next question is from 4King with a 1 on the I. If, like me, you had a problem with painting because of health reasons, what would you do about the hobby? Would you just play or not play? So would you just play and not paint, or would you take up another interest? So this is a good question, actually, and something I've sort of thought about before. I thought, well, what about if I'm in a wheelchair? It might be difficult to play. I'm sure there's loads of 40k players in wheelchairs and stuff that can still play. And then I thought, well, what happens if I ruin my right hand and I can only paint left-handed? Would I carry on? I think the answer is I would. To be fair, I'd carry on painting regardless of how good I can do it, just because I just try my best regardless. Let me just read this question again. If, like me, you had a problem with painting because of health reasons, what would you do about the hobby? Would you just play and not paint? Or would you take up another interest? I would just continue with the hobby, basically. Worst case scenario is I'd get someone to commission me stuff. Not commission me, but commission someone else to do my stuff, to build and paint it and stuff. So as long as I can carry on playing, it would be a shame, because obviously painting would be a huge part of my hobby. But I think I would carry on, and been inspired by someone, sadly, at this moment in time I can't remember their name, so I'm sorry about that, but the gentleman who paints with his feet. I would actually go all out on this one. I'll put one of those card things right there now to his channel where he's painting models with his feet, and I can tell you now he pretty much paints them to almost like perfect standard with his feet. Is amazing to see. I mean, I couldn't even open the paint pot lid with my feet, and he paints these guys, and edge highlighting and everything. Go and check it out. I'm sorry I can't remember the channel name, it's really annoying. But yeah, I mean, that's truly inspirational, and I think I would definitely paint regardless. However I paint, even with my mouth, you know, holding a brush with my mouth and painting. I think I'd definitely paint still. Thank you for that question, very interesting. Next one is from Brian from Sgt Oddballz. Nick, are you a James Bond fan, being that your motto is never say never? She's got another question as well. So, I don't know if I'm a James Bond fan, but I do enjoy James Bond. I pretty much have all of the DVDs. Don't have some of the newer ones, I just haven't got around to buying them. I'm not a huge fan of the current James Bond like expansion where they've gone Daniel Craig and the new, like the rebirth of it and the no gadgets and stuff. As usual, I'm pretty old school. I enjoyed the gadgets. I thought they were cool. That was James Bond to me. I grew up, you know, watching James Bond. You know, like here, James Bond movie always on at Christmas. Watch it. So I do enjoy James Bond. A fan. I don't know if I'm a fan, but you know, we all like James Bond. I think pretty much most of us like James Bond. I would imagine. But yeah, I can understand why they've gone down the new Daniel Craig type version, because I think they sort of did run out of ideas. I mean, in the last film that Pierce Brosnan was in, was an invisible car. Now, even for me, that was taking it a little bit too far. So I can sort of understand, so like, well, invisible car, what's next? Yeah, we've run out of ideas. Let's not bother with gadgets anymore. I can see that. But I'm just not a huge fan of the Daniel Craig James Bond. So yeah, more questions. There is independent Star Trek Battle of Axnar that may come out on CBS and Paramount if they allow it. Are you familiar with it and your thoughts of the trailer, etc.? If you are familiar with it, what is the most memorable event in a game? Oh no, that's another question. Okay, so the Battle of Axnar. I have seen that, the trailer. To be fair, I've seen a lot of new Star Trek fan-based stuff that I've got a bit confused. Because there's been quite a few. Darby Conway has been sharing a load of Star Trek stuff with me, which has been really great. I've been watching the Phase 2 ones as well, the whole series. They're like going back to being the original Kirk, which is really cool. And they've got the special effects and like the settings are fantastic. I think it shows how difficult it is to act, because pretty much the acting is pretty poor, but it's still good. So what do I have thoughts? My thoughts on I have to be honest, I'm really confused with all the different Star Trek stuff that's out. But so far I've not seen anything that I've not liked, because it's Star Trek and I just like all of it. So yeah, I like it all. So I'm happy. If they're making Star Trek, I'm happy. Okay, yes, more questions. So yes, what is the most memorable event in a game? Which I think I've answered this before. It's a memorable event because I keep getting reminded of it, was when my avatar on his last wound fell to a grot. Yes. Most memorable event in a game was probably that. Finally, what is the first attack wing ship you really want? Great video as always, my friend. Thank you, Brian. The first attack ship that I really want, well, I really want to get all of the Enterprises, because just that'd be cool. Enterprises, Voyager, you know, all the main ships really, Deep Space Nine. I want to get all the main ships, all the popular main stuff really. I'm not so bothered about like Vulcan stuff. The main ships really, the Enterprises and the Voyagers and stuff. That's what I'd like to get. Okay, next question is from Modelling Loonie, and he says, seeing I am a terrain and diorama guy, what kind of diorama would you like to build? And of course, why? Keep going strong, Nick, you're ace. Thank you, Modelling Loonie, and it's a good question. So, I've got a diorama that I need to get onto, that I will be doing at some point, and that's my dad's army figures that I won. So I wanted to make a little diorama thing in honour of my dad, who's obviously passed away. So it'd be really cool, because he loved Dad's army, to do a little thing with that. So that is what I would like to do, that's what I am going to do at some point. So next question is from Spider666. What is your favourite non-Games Workshop game, if any? What makes it stand out with you so much? It's gonna have to be Attack Wing, just because I have the game now and I've been playing it. It's great fun, satisfies my Star Trek fan side of me, and it's really good fun. And what's the great thing about it is my buddies and my son enjoy it as well, and I think that's half the battle with new games or side games that you don't like, your mainstream stuff, is finding other people to play with. So, but yeah, Star Trek Attack Wing, it's a fantastic game. So the next question is from Tattoo for You. What has been your fondest memory, hobby related, and how do you fight the painter's block? Okay, I have discussed painter's block before. I've never had a painter's block. I just enjoy the hobby too much. I just, I do, the advice that I give to maybe help is to do several things in one go, to have some building stuff, have some painting stuff as well. So like at the moment I'm building and painting my terrain piece, but also I'm doing my Dark Eldar, scraping all the mould lines off and stuff at the same time. So I've got like 2 projects on the go, which means you can flip from one to the other, mix things up a bit. But yeah, I just don't have painter's block really, to be fair. But I do have a video in the archives about that somewhere. Trying to think which video it is, but I can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, I have several projects on the go, but not too many. Don't have too many projects on the go. 2 or 3 at the most. What has been your fondest memory, hobby related? That is a really difficult question to answer. My fondest memory, hobby related. I think it's going to have to be from Nerdopolis Prime, also known as Pocket Pet Villain. He changed his channel name just as I managed to pronounce his old channel. Now I can't pronounce his new one. No, I remember his video when I won his competition. It was such a funny video. It was on his old channel. I don't know if he's managed to recover that video or not, but yeah, it was so funny because he spent the whole video joking that I was going to win. He had this dice with IDICBeer written on every side, and he was pretending that I was going to win. And then he was giving lots of different prizes away, and I won on the very last dice roll. And it was so funny. It was such a great video, and one of my fondest memories within the hobby. So that is that question answered. Okay, so Purdius Prime, he says, should channels stick to one type of content, i.e. tabletop, or do you think it's acceptable or okay for a crossover of platforms, i.e. tabletop and PC gaming? So I think I'll just go back to my very first answer for the first question, is that just make videos for yourself. You know, if you want to do some gaming videos on your channel, then do it. Obviously you're going to have to be prepared for maybe some people who might unsubscribe if they see too many gaming videos and they specifically go onto your channel for tabletop, but then it could be vice versa as well. So it's a tough one. I mean, arguably, if you're planning on doing a lot of gaming videos, then it might be worth considering opening up a separate account, YouTube channel for your gaming stuff, because gaming videos, so I'm told, are very popular. So it might be worth just having a separate video, a channel for that. If you're just planning on doing a occasional gaming video, then I can see there's nothing wrong with that, putting that on your normal channel. You know, your normal subscribers may not watch it, you may get a couple of dislikes, but I don't see there's any issues. You know, as usual, you know, make videos for yourself. It's your channel. If you want to make them, make them. That's what I say. Next question is from Essex Boyz, and he says, do you think you will do a learning curve series for the Space Wolves? Your Necron series is how I found your channel and got me hooked. I found them really helpful and interesting. So I would love to do a series, a learning curve series for my Space Wolves. I do actually plan to do a learning curve video for all of my armies that I've got, the remaining ones. But I can't make the videos until I've got some experience of the majority of the units, because I don't want to make a video saying, well, I've got this unit, never used it, blah blah blah. You know, I want to get some good experience under my belt before I can make the series. So it will happen. I'm glad you enjoyed the Necron one. Thank you for that feedback. It will happen, but it's going to be a while yet. So the next question is from Warforge. He says, the Borg kidnapped you. Would you be assimilated trying to escape? He also says, love to play a game against you. How would I go about it? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we've already chatted about this. But yeah, basically, contact me and we'll see what we can do. But I have a funny feeling we've talked about this and you're quite far away from me, but I could be wrong. But yeah, get in contact with me if we haven't already chatted about it. It's been quite some time since I had these questions in. So, the Borg kidnapped me. Would I be assimilated trying to escape? I think I'd probably be assimilated first, wouldn't I? Don't they like grab you and then they go in your neck and then you're assimilated almost instantly? If that wasn't the case, if they just like grabbed me, took me back to the ship, put me in a cell, made me wait before I was assimilated, would I try to escape basically? I'd like to think that I was on a starship which had a great crew that would come and rescue me. So I probably wouldn't try to escape by myself, I think I'd wait. So the answer is that I wouldn't be assimilated trying to escape. I probably would be assimilated unless I had a fantastic crew that came to rescue me. Next question is from Pete from Mini Warzone. He says, okay, so let's set the scene for my next question. Imagine you are in Starfleet, just coming up for a promotion to captain, and an admiral is coming to see you to offer you the position of a captain of a starship. Excuse me. Apart from the Enterprise vessel, which vessel or class of vessel would you be hoping for the most, and which one of the class would you be hoping for the least, and why? Yeah, I'm trying to imagine myself in that scenario. I think I've sort of answered this question before. I wouldn't want I really enjoy Star Trek and what it's about and everything, but I don't think I'd want to be there on the edge of space with all those aliens and the ship being destroyed nearly all the time. So I would be looking to captain some little Tin Pot 2 ship on some sort of little run, like just like a fuel running or something, something nice and safe. Yeah, I don't think I'd like to get like the Enterprise or anything like that. I'm a bit of a wuss really. So yeah, so I suppose the least favourite one would be some sort of ship that goes into the unknown, like the Titan or something. Really enjoying the Titan books actually, about the William Riker's Titan ship. They are really good. Okay, straight on to the next question from the Dark Artisan, and he says, if you were HQ choice in the 40k universe from any codex, what would you be and why? For example, an Necron or a Wolf Priest, etc. Thank you for your question, Harry. I pretty much had this question once again before, and as I just said, I'm a bit of a wuss. I would be a wuss on the battlefield as well. I'd be some probably lonely, you've said it there actually, I'd be a little Necron Lord probably. I think I'd be in a position where I would have underlings, so I'd like in charge of some warriors, but I don't think I'd be anything more than just a little lord really. Yeah. Mammoth Painting Studios, he says, with the return of the 13th Company in early February, presuming it will be out by the next video, which it is, as one of the very few original 13th Company players, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the new stuff. Thank you for the question. I'm really happy with the new stuff because it really sets my army up to be 13th Company again from the original Eye of Terror Codex. The Wulfen themselves are great, close combat units, very fluffy. And I can now see my Space Wolves, my 13th Company Space Wolves, as they were. Hard hitting, close combat orientated, no vehicles, is now doable. You're now going to have a good amount of Grey Hunters. I can have some Wulfen, I can have some Thunderwolf Cavalry, which although they weren't in the original Codex, I think they're very fluffy and would work well for 13th Company. Fenrisian Wolves, some bikes, because bikes were in the original fluff, but just not any tanks. And then some heavy supports would just be long fangs, because that's all I could have originally. So I can now see my 13th Company fluffy just like it used to be in the old days. So I'm really, really happy with the release. I think it's awesome. So yeah, very, very happy. So well done, Games Workshop. We are now on to the last question, and that's from DZ Sabre. What software do you use to create your introduction to your videos? I'm very new to this, and it might just be I am not seeing it in my video editing software, but can you let me know what you use? Of course I can. So I use a Windows Movie Maker. That's all I use. The actual Legion of Gamza intro was made by Gamza, and I just put that into the Movie Maker. I use my logo, which is just a picture at the front, and then that's it. That's what I use for my intro. So yeah, I just use Windows Movie Maker. It's very basic, does the job for what I want anyway. I can't do any real advanced editing on it, but it does what I need it to do. Quick, easy editing, nice and simple. With my laptop now I can do a voiceover, which is great. Been utilising that a bit in my battle reports, like, you say, I play, and then just putting that over the picture and stuff. So that's quite useful. But yeah, just normal Windows freebie software. That is what I use. I have used Windows Premiere before, which I found worked well, but it's a bit complicated and doesn't, for what I do with my editing, it wasn't really any benefit. So I have used that before, but yeah, just the free stuff. Okay, that is it. That's this week's questions. A lot of questions there about the channel and stuff, which is great to see. Hopefully gave some good advice back to you. But yeah, if you want to see another episode of this, remember to put some questions in the comments box below, and we can have another episode coming soon. Right, that's it from me. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.